Welcome everybody to our Accelebration program. I am Steve Farrell, the a co-founder and executive director of Humanities Team. I'm coming to you live from Boulder, Colorado, and as you can see, I'm here with Shlomo Shoham. I will give him a proper introduction in a moment. He's our special guest today. Boy, you're going to really enjoy meeting Shlomo. He's coming to you live from Israel. So how cool is that? So let me just tell you a little bit about this program. Then I'm going to introduce Shlomo, and then we're going to get into this great discussion. So now, as we always do, we're going to be, I want to shout out to all of the Humanities Stream Plus people that are present, and there's a Stream Plus room that they'll be going to be coming to you on camera with questions, or sometimes they just want to post their questions. We'll bring those in live during the program. Others of you as well. Big shout out to you on Shlomo's Facebook page, the Humanities Team Facebook pages, the Sign Network Facebook page with John Raymer. Shout out to you, John. Hey, thank you, all of you, for joining us here today. And during the program, and I encourage you, especially in the first half, as I'm talking to Shlomo, where you have any questions for our special guest or comments that you want to make or things that you want to bring in, do so. I've got right here in the studio, most of these questions and comments come back to me, so I can bring them to our special guest here during the hour. Now our theme today is a journey into future intelligence, so pretty cool. Let me introduce now our special guest. It's a real pleasure to have him with us. Judge Shlomo Shoham is a former Israeli justice and has been teaching thousands of people meditation for the past 25 years, enabling them to build fulfilling and grounded lives. Shlomo formerly served as the first commissioner for future generations and as a legal advisor to the Constitution, Law, and Justice Committee in the Israeli parliament. For the past 25 years, he has taught meditation with a doctrine of mindfulness that combines Eastern meditations, Western psychotherapy, and Hasidism, which is a branch of Judaism. His unique meditation path is called Nigun, which symbolizes body, soul, and spirit. Today, Shlomo is joining me for a conversation on a journey into future intelligence, inspired by his incredible three-part course that is new to our Humanities Stream platform. It's called Future Intelligence. And welcome to the program, Shlomo. Really nice to have you with us today.
Welcome, Steve. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you.
You too. And let me share. Shlomo is friends with some of our good friends, so Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton, actually others too, but these are two, as you know, dear friends of Humanities Team. They're also dear friends of Shlomo's. They work with him on his educational programs, all of these things that he's doing out in the world with adults and with young adults. So we were real excited here, maybe 6-9 months ago when we started talking, and Shlomo says, I'm going to bring my Future Intelligence program to your Humanities Stream platform. It's a new program on the platform. We're going to talk about it. But Shlomo, as we get started, just fascinating that you have been in service to the parliament there in Israel as well. You were serving in this Justice Department area or law area, and then that you're the first commissioner of future intelligence. I mean, so do you want to talk a little bit about those? I mean, it's fascinating.
So I was commissioner for future generations in the Israeli parliament, and I was also the legal advisor, and I was a judge before, that's right. And when I really went into looking what means being a commissioner for future generations, and now I am the vice president of the Organization for Future Generations all over the world now. This was actually a great bridge to what I'm doing today. If I talk about consciousness and spiritualism, it was there in my life, I think from childhood. I was born and grown in an Orthodox family. And then I realized that our way is not the right way, it's just another way. And I realized that this is the way. And then, all these disputes, all these ways that people fighting each other by saying my way is the right way and you are the wrong way, it's not really works. Because from the point of view of God, we are all the same, and everybody has his own unique way to God. And one of the Jewish sages, Rabbi Nachman, said that you should know that every human being is unique on this planet. And the best is to create our uniqueness into completion. So if I will say that this was a way how to bring it into what we are doing today, this is really interesting. Today I am heading the SGLA, Sustainable Global Leadership Academy, in which Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton and Thomas Hubel and others are teaching. And I said to them, and I realized that if I know my high purpose, and if I know what is my desired future, and we are helping people to really clarify their high purpose and desired future, then it's my responsibility to make it as impactful as I can. So at the end of the day, for sure, what we see around in our planet Earth today, these days, that people are killing their own species, which is sometimes, it's not only cruel, it's really stupid, because, there is a joke, like he said to somebody, a hired murderer, he said, I'm taking $100 for murder, but because you are my friend, I'll kill you for nothing. So they're killing each other just for nothing. And it's really crazy, how people do it, and it's really doesn't make any sense. So our goal should be to create another way and a paradigm shift in leadership, to really teach people how to be what I call resonant leaders, go beyond the leader and the follower. When I'm talking to you now, Steve, you are not the leader and I'm not the follower, and vice versa. But what is there, and I hope people are seeing us now, feel it, a frequency that goes between you and me. And by creating this kind of vibration and connection, we can work together. We can create a dialogue. We can do. And when the whole world really feels, when I'm talking to you now, I have goosebumps. When I feel this kind of energy all over the world, this creates a transformation. So just like this, if we're really able to be there, to learn how to create leadership out of presence, inspiration, beyond hierarchies, beyond power trips, beyond all what we know. I've working many years, as a judge in Israel, also in the Israeli parliament, and I know how it works there. You don't meet many happy people there. You should know. At the courtroom for sure, but also at the parliament, leaders, prime ministers, ministers. So it's time for transformation. And I know it and I feel it. And SGLA is now going all over the world. We are working now in more than 40 countries. And, the whole world is now open. And I think this is the time. The only question is how many people will be killed before we create this transformation. But we have to go there. We have to connect all the people who feel the same, who knows what we are talking about. And by doing it together, we can create this amazing paradigm shift in leadership.
Yes, we can. Boy, and so many of the things you just shared, Shlomo, are central to our work here in Humanities Team as well. You started with, our way is not a better way. Our way is merely another way. And then coming into this whole, we're not leaders and followers. Instead there's a frequency, there's a resonance, there's a connection where we hear each other and we know when to speak to each other. This is part of this whole frequency and connection. We call this conscious living. In Humanities Team, and with this Stream Plus platform of which your program is a part, our whole invitation is to make conscious living, which are these things, pervasive worldwide by 2040 in 18 years, so that war, which is right now off in the Ukraine, and with Russia, of course, which is horrible, and there are other oppressive things going on around the world. And today, our Earth is largely being treated like a refrigerator. So all of these things will be remedied when we live consciously. So this is why we were so excited to bring on Shlomo and his incredible his program. It's called Future Intelligence. We're going to talk some more about future intelligence here in a moment. It's an amazing program, and it's part of, as he was sharing, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, Thomas Hubel, others are part of this whole academy that he's created. You can see why we're friends here, is we are absolutely aligned, on where we are today in the world and where we're going, what this whole unfolding, as we talk about evolution, looks like. And we call it conscious living. It's actually deeply spiritual. We were chatting just before this program. There are many ways to frame what this is, but it's the same thing, I can promise you. So very exciting, Shlomo. We're really grateful to have you with us here as a partner today.
Thank you.
So let's, future intelligence, we're going to, actually let's go take a look at, we've got a clip here that we're going to play. Later in the program, Shlomo's going to actually lead a interactive meditation. But we're going to go look at a clip from his Future Intelligence program. It's on the Humanities Stream Plus platform. So let's go take a look at the clip, and then Shlomo and I are going to talk about it. We'll also talk about the Stream Plus platform for those that aren't familiar with what it is. Okay, so let's go take a look and then we'll come back.
And imagine your heart the way it was the day you was born. Clear, pure, naive, open heart within yourself. Just look inside yourself and imagine, like a little plant in a greenhouse, your heart in your first day of your life. And then imagine that the same heart you have today as well. It is the same heart. But what happened in life is that we faced some pain, some traumas, and then what we did, we put walls around our heart. Wall, and another wall, and another wall, and another wall. So imagine your heart clean and pure, and the walls around. And I want you now to take 3 walls and give them names. From the 3 times in your life that you suffered, you felt the biggest pain in your life, the biggest trauma. So put your hands on your heart and imagine this moment that your heart is clean and open and the walls are around you. And the walls now, 3 walls, are the traumas that was so painful for you that you said to yourself within you, like every human being, I cannot bear it, so I close my heart. And I'm afraid to open my heart, not to feel this pain again in my life. This is a simple defense mechanism. So I want you to give the 3 situations, 3 most painful situations in your life to come up, and just give them names. And when you stand there with yourself, say the names of the walls. It can be a name of a man or woman that left you, separated from you, or created another pain, or hurt you in any kind or any way in your life. It can be a situation, an event, whatever it is. Just give it a name. And now when the music comes, imagine you are opening your heart. So you open your hands through your ribs like this and you open them to the sky. and you look with closed eyes to the sky, and you say to yourself, I want to live, I want to love, and I'm ready to take the risk of any pain that will come to my life in order to live my life fully. And when you open your hands, you imagine your heart going up to the sky like an eagle. You imagine all the walls are melting now, and your heart is up there, flying in the sky, free, open.
That was a beautiful exercise, Shlomo. Yeah, nice to watch that. Let's come down and talk about this Future Intelligence program. As we mentioned, there are 3 parts. It's on the Humanities Stream Plus platform now. Can you just take us through it, what this teaching is and what your what you hope to accomplish out in the world with these teachings?
So this exercise comes from opening to the heart, a meditation that I created a few years ago. And I will just say that we can, by using our imagination, and it's also scientific, we can melt the walls around our hearts. And mainly, all what you see here now about in Ukraine and Russia and etc., it comes from pain and ego, and that people had any kind of unsolved pain and anger. I want to emphasize this. Anger is a pain that you cannot contain. This is not the regular definition of anger, but I think it really makes sense that when you feel such a pain that you cannot really contain, what you do, you throw it on the other. When I was a judge and I asked people, a husband, for example, why are you getting divorced? And he said, because she. I said, you don't know why I'm getting divorced. Because it was so painful for him, he couldn't even look inside himself. He couldn't be aware of what's going on. Sounds that it doesn't have any connection to what we talked before, but it is the same. Because at the end of the day, if we want to create a new leadership upon this planet Earth, we have to work. We have to create this inner leadership within us. And we have to be aware of what's going on within us. And when we are frustrated and we are angry, why we are angry, what is there underneath. And we have to train ourselves and learn. And actually, future intelligence has to do with this as well. Because at the end of the day, I wrote a book, the name is Future Intelligence. And what I saw around me on this planet Earth, that, we have very many intelligences, and we are actually also investing most of the human resources on high tech, on technology, and we miss the point because we have to invest our resources in creating a better world for all of us. And this is what we do in Future Intelligence. We meet our future self. By future imagery, we meet our future self. And we create something which is, you can call it magic, but my friend Greg Bellman says, when you say something is a miracle because you don't understand it, the minute you understand it, it becomes a technology. So it's like, yes, and by creating this kind of magic, we connect to our future self and we become one with our future self. And then in each and every cell of our body, it's the cell of our future self. And then when we are in fear, in separation, when we don't know where to go, when we are in hesitations or ambiguity or whatever, we can easily look inside us and know the answer. So it is kind of a magic work, and I do it also in Future Intelligence in Humanities team a little bit. But this is something which is really crucial, and it's not only spiritual. I want you to understand. First of all, it has to do also with science. Professor Pollack and others, I will not go into it now. We don't have much time, but it's based on science on one hand. On the other hand, it is something which is very, very practical and real. And when you connect to your future self and you just look like, then we don't stay there. We bring it down to earth. We do this backcasting model and others, how to make it, if you know where you want to be in 7 years from now, then you ask yourself in 6 years, in 5 years, in 4 years, and then you ask yourself what I have to do tomorrow morning. So in this way, you connect it to your reality, and it works. I don't know, sometimes I don't know how, but it works. People are really transforming themselves in this program as well. So this is about this. And I can say a lot about resonant leadership also more, but I don't know if you want to ask another question, because I can go for the whole hour now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, of course, this is again why we're just such great partners, because what you're calling future intelligence, your future self, when we're inviting, when I was earlier inviting people to, conscious living, pervasive worldwide in 2040, it's this very thing we're talking about, which is, we're this future intelligence, this future self. It's our highest and best self. It's actually, and I know even you take this message in the direction of we create heaven on earth, and so you like to say that we're creating heaven on earth, and so that really is, in the afterlife. Our whole discussion here in the humanities team is we talk about going from the afterlife to the embodied realm and then back, and that we literally, we actually are eternal beings. When we talk about oneness, well, that means the one can go by many names. We use the term the divine, but cosmos, God, life, love, all of these work, but that we're a part of a one, and the one has eternal life. The one has unlimited capacities. And then we've got now Nassim Haramein with his unified field theory saying, well, we are all part of the one, all of it. So that field that it actually lives inside of life at a cellular level. That so these things that you're inviting people to, future intelligence, our future and self, that's just coming into the fullness of actually who we are in this realm. We're actually bringing heaven to earth, isn't that right?
yes.
Yeah,
Sure,
which is
Albert
such
Einstein,
a beautiful invitation. It's our, yeah, to live in and to heal these things like trauma, anger, as you mentioned, which that was a nice description of anger, and Thomas Hubel, of course, has these beautiful ways of talking about how we heal anger and heal trauma. So where we just, and where we don't try and go around, he says we go right through. And it's beautiful. He really has some of the best wisdom in the world here, insofar as healing trauma.
imagine, for example, now there is a war going on in this world. Imagine that one president could say to the other, you hurt me. I'm in pain now because what you are doing. How a different and vulnerable discussion can be there. And I've done it also in the parliament several times. So when you bring this vulnerability and open heart to the conversation, to the discussion, to the mediation, totally different. It's really transformation. And the thing is that those people, captive of interest, captive of, I will not go into it now, but if they only were able, and I saw miracles like this also in the Israeli parliament sometimes, if they only can stay with themselves, look inside and say, you hurt me, and sit with each other and say, I'm hurt. The whole conversation will be on the pain and not on the anger. The whole conversation can be solved. You can even not imagine how easily it can be solved. And we saw it also in Israel in the parliament now. So this is one part. The other part I wanted to say before is that we have to train ourselves. This is part of our future intelligence, to train ourselves to be what I call resonant leaders. There is only one book on resonant leadership, and my definition and my methodology is a little bit different. But I love the word resonant, because when you create the resonance, and when you create this kind of feeling, and your heart is open and you feel this frequency, like I feel it with you now when I'm looking in your eyes, and like I can imagine that all the people who are listening to us can feel it. At this very moment, something that goes beyond your mind, something that connects to the divine, if you want, or connects to your coherence, from your body up to the sky, whatever you can call it. Something different happens. And we need that this world will be led by people like this, by this energy. We need, our planet Earth needs, being commissioner for future generations, and now heading Sustainable Global Leadership Academy, we talk also a lot about sustainability. So if human beings want to sustain on this planet Earth, if we want this planet Earth to be sustainable, it's time to do it now, to really transform our understanding, to train ourselves in a different way. And what I see, and actually I can say that, thank God, I see things sometimes many years before they are happening, but they're happening at the end. When we can imagine the whole world is leading by people like us, or I will not say even like us, with this different energy of leadership, the whole planet Earth will thrive. The whole planet Earth will flourish. And it is here, and it is in our hands.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this is our invitation, and it's wonderful because when people sit around and are musing around, gosh, the state of the world today and our future on the earth and so on, as you know, there's quite a lot of worry of, oh my gosh, are we past the point of no return? Is there any way that we can create a sustainable and possibly even flourishing planet? Is that even possible? And of course, the answer is right under our nose. It's yes, we can. And it's these things we're talking about, and which is why this is so important. And thank you, viewers, for being here with us today. This is back in my Silicon Valley days when I was quite a bit younger, I might have looked at a program like this and said I don't have the time because I didn't have the wisdom. And now, as I really look through new eyes out at the world, it's like there's not any more important conversation we could possibly have than this conversation that we're having right now. Shlomo, your future intelligence, you've been bringing in a lot, and resident leader. I know you've got other things, this whole new paradigm of leadership that you talked about, connecting on heaven on earth. Do you want to just share some more about your future intelligence program? Because we're, again, very excited to have it on the Humanity Stream Plus platform.
So I decided to put, for the beginning, only 3 lessons. And these 3 lessons are actually training how to create what I call sustainable world, sustainable leadership on one hand, and how to develop our future intelligence. And I will give you an example, and maybe we will do it also now for 2-3 minutes of guided imagination together. I think this will be great. I don't have here, in the chat, I cannot see what people are writing. I don't have any connection. I only look at your eyes.
Yeah, I will. There's a bunch of comments. I'll bring those in a little bit. There are people coming in now, and thank you, viewers, because we've got a bunch of things we're going to be talking about here shortly from viewers.
So I think I will do, this is my feeling now, to go there and to take 3 minutes of creating this resonance that I was talking about by all of us in a very simple way. And maybe if you all ready to join me in this for 2-3 minutes, maybe a little bit more, I will be very happy to do it now. Are you ready, Steve? You have to say, I am ready.
I am
ready.
You are
my
Let's do it.
Tribe. Through your energy, I see the whole thing. So let's sit comfortably. Let's take a deep breath. And first of all, we want to create an emptiness within our pipeline, I would say, within our inner flute. They say in the East that when you're really ready to take off all your blockages and all your traumas and everything, you are like an onion that you peel this one and one and one. And then at the end, after you peel all the thing of the onion, within the onion remains nothing. Nothing at all. And they say that then you become a hollow bamboo and God can put his lips on you and play. And I love this. So I want to create this. We have to be courageous enough to let go, and then we can connect to everything there. And when we can feel that we are one part of the whole universe, we are connected with the whole universe. It's we call interconnectedness, that we are really one. So let's take a deep breath. We'll begin by making a sound. And you can do it with me. Take a deep breath. You can put your hands, one on your hara, one on your belly, and one on your heart, and just make a sound. When you take in breath, you take energy to your body. When you are exhale, you let go of stress and blockages. Actually, you let go of all your past. You can feel it. And then you're tending to open space for feeling one with the universe. So let's do it 3 times again. Feel this emptiness. Imagine you are a drop of water, just one simple drop of water. Imagine that you are now frozen drop of water in the Himalayas. You are stuck there, you cannot move, and you are freezing. And imagine a waterfall near you, and you see the waterfall of life with all the emotions, with love, with happiness, with pain as well, with anger, with everything. But this is life. And one moment you want to be in the waterfall, to feel the movement, to feel alive, but you are afraid and you're still stuck there until a magic moment comes and you take all your courage and you just jump into the waterfall. When you jump into the waterfall, you lose control. You don't know what's going to happen. You're falling down and down and down and down and down, and it's frightening, but you're falling. You don't have any kind of control when you're falling. Until in a very happy moment, you come to the Ganga, to the river Ganges. And then you can relax. You are going with the Ganges, moving sometimes slowly, sometimes faster. But you see the whole world around you coming and going. You can see people and flowers and trees, green places and yellow places as well. And now you are part of the river. And sometimes in your life, you think this is the enlightenment, you are there. But the last jump didn't happen yet. So then you go and go with the river. You don't have control so much, but life is taking you onward until you are coming close to the ocean. Imagine yourself, drop of water in the river, coming closer to the ocean, and the river is going faster and faster and faster. And then comes a moment that you want to be one with the universe, one with the ocean. But you are still afraid to lose your individuality. You are still afraid to lose yourself. And then magic happens. In one magical moment, you lose everything you know about yourself. And you're ready to open yourself to surrender. And in this very moment, you become one with the ocean, one with the universe. So in this short time, I just want you to touch this hint of the possibility that you can be one with the universe, interconnected to the whole cosmos, to the stars, to the moon and the sun, all the galaxies. You are part of the universe. I want you to feel it. You can feel it in your body now. You can take a deep breath and let go. And slowly, slowly become more relaxed, more happy, and more open to be one, to be part of the whole. As Albert Einstein said, we are part of the whole called by us universe. And sometimes we just have this illusion that we are separate. So now, this moment, we go beyond the illusion. We feel this safety on one hand, excitement on the other hand, and we feel that in each and every cell of our body, 50 trillion cells, the whole universe is there. And we have this Satori or enlightenment now. Take a deep breath and slowly, slowly let go of your head. You look at the ground with closed eyes, bringing yourself back to your seat now. You put your feet on the ground and you imagine that roots are going out of your feet to the center of the earth. And you are connecting now the world of imagination to your physical, simple reality in this lifetime. And you bring it in, and slowly, slowly, you come back to your seat, you open your eyes, look at the ground. I'll count to 3, and then you can raise your eyes and look again to the screen. 1, 2, 3. If you want to share with us what do you feel will be great, I hope you feel like I feel this vibration in my hands and the heart is open, and this amazing goosebumps and relaxation that goes through my body. And you are invited to share with us what do you feel now in the chat. And I'm so happy to be with you now. I feel it. And thank you so much, Steve, for hosting me today.
Oh gosh, thank you, Shlomo. And that was beautiful. Thank you. And there are got lots of comments and some questions. I'm going to bring them in and just a moment, but thank you. Let me first thank you for that immersive experience, truly beautiful. And so let me, this Future Intelligence program, it's on Humanity Stream Plus. So let me just tell you a little bit about that platform. Some of you I know are already members of the community, others aren't. So if you go to, first of all, if you go to humanitiesteam.org/stream, that'll take you right to the platform. It's a revolutionary conscious streaming platform. It's intuitive, it's graphical, it's one click. So in this industry, which we call transformational education, it stands alone. There's not a streaming platform like it. Generally, there's something used called LearnDash, where it's about a 7-step process to go in and find a program and then start the program. This is one click. So if you're using Amazon Prime or Netflix, it would be similar. You just go in, you click on the platform, you click on the particular program. This is called Future Intelligence, and a little synopsis comes up, and then you click again and it takes you down into the teachings. So you'll see 3 teachings here. And I invite you to come over to, again, humanitiesteam.org/stream, and then come into this Future Intelligence program. Take a look. It's a beautiful program, as you can see here, talking to Shlomo. He's got such incredible wisdom. This is an incredible program. It just came to the platform. There are hundreds of other programs here. Even during this program, Shlomo and I are talking about Nassim Harriman and Greg Braden and unified field theory. As you know, we talk a lot about Michael Beckwith and Neil Donald Walsh. They have a recent program that came up. Here it is right here. It's called Discover Your Soul's Purpose. And just before that, this program called Forbidden Science came out. It's one of the master classes here on the platform. And then there's the Science of Self-Empowerment. There's Neil Donald Walsh's Final Frontier program. There's my Conscious Leadership program. Barbara Marx Hubbard has a program on the platform. So there are hundreds of programs on this platform, and we're adding a new program about every week now. Then as well, we call it Humanity Stream Plus Community because it's more than the hundreds of programs that are here. We do these live programs like Accelebration each week, where we bring in faculty like Shlomo, where you can meet them. The Stream Plus members can come on camera if they like. Many of them have already posted questions here, which I'll be bringing in. But they can also come on camera where Shlomo, who's in Israel right now, can actually see the Stream Plus members on camera. Also, when we launch our new master classes, there's live mentoring. So just yesterday morning, we had Michael Beckwith in doing live mentoring. Neil Donald Walsh will be coming in shortly. A few weeks back, we had Nassim Harriman and Greg Braden in, so we're doing live mentoring quite frequently. And as Stream Plus members, you can come in, again, go on camera, ask any question that you like. We do 2 viewing parties a week where community comes together and watches these master classes together. So, and there are other live programs that we're bringing in. We just lowered the price on Humanity Stream Plus by about $100, so it's now $399 a year. And we also announced this, what we call our 1-for-1 program. So where you buy a subscription for yourself, you're also buying a subscription for an underserved, underprivileged individual that might be incarcerated or in a mission or a VA veteran or somebody who doesn't have access to Stream Plus. As you know, about 40% of the world's population lives on $2 a day or less. So our 1-for-1 program allows you, when you buy your subscription, we set aside a free subscription for these underserved, underprivileged individuals. And this is helping with this whole mission to make conscious living pervasive worldwide by 2040, where really you're getting paying for 2 programs when you pay for 1. So that's just a little bit about it. I invite you to go take a look at it, humanitiesteam.org/stream, and then just page down to Future Intelligence, look at Shlomo's program, and then look at all of these hundreds of other programs that are there. For about $400 a year. It's amazing, this whole community and this whole streaming platform that is available where you can watch anytime, anywhere. Like streaming platforms, you can watch on Apple TV or Roku or Amazon Fire or Google Pay or whatever you want to use. So check it out here, and check out Future Intelligence when you go to the platform. We are just real excited to be partnering with Shlomo. Now, let me come back over to some of the comments that have come in here. First, I want to just share a comment that Carol brings in. She says, I'm so glad to hear you say that your way is not the way, though I resonate with all of what, with you in all ways. So thank you. So this was something Shlomo brought in, and then I was sharing the same thing. You know, if we're not trying to, you know, once we start saying, oh, there's one way, this is where these challenges and fights and polarities begin, you know, because there are many ways, you know, there are many ways to mountaintops. Our way isn't
the first
the only
murder,
way.
the first murder in the Bible was because two brothers were fighting whose way is better to God, you know,
Right.
Cain and Abel. So it's like
Right,
the
right.
whole challenges, let's say, of humanity began with this concept. And for sure, God created us. You know, the whole world without you, Steve, will not be the same world, and without me will not be the same world. It doesn't mean that my way is right or your way is right. And just this misconcept creates so much havoc and so much problems on this planet Earth that it's really horrible.
Yes, it is. It is. So we've got to get out of this whole, you know, our way is the only way thing. There does no good comes of it. So it's beautiful that we're, you started with that. We're bringing that in early in the program. It's fundamental to Humanities Team, and I know to your teaching, Shlomo. So here's another thing Jack brings in as a comment. He says, the Vietnam War, the Twin Towers in New York, and the loss of my wife due to cancer filled me with despair. And programs and messages like yours helped me to deal with these things. So Shlomo, that's I know coming to you here. That's from Jack. So thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you so much. I feel you. I don't see you. I don't hear you, but I feel you. And I know that this is my high purpose on this planet Earth. I know to bring this comfort, this relaxation, this feeling that we can do it, as I said before, that yes, paradise is already here. We can just look around, change a little bit our glasses and look around. Yes, yes. And I know how much pain can be to lose somebody to cancer. Yesterday, I was in a wedding of my sister-in-law that lost her husband and my brother 7 years ago. And I was crying a lot. And I know that he is looking from above now on me. And I know that he understands from the way he's looking now that this is it. So I want, first of all, to encourage you. Like I told her that life is going forward, that she has to stop after 7 years to mourn and to be in the depth of pain, and it's time to go on. So I just send you this message, Jack. It's time for you also to go on. Yes, it's still painful. It will be, I was crying a lot yesterday after 7 years, and it will be painful for you for sure, for the rest of your life. But I'm sure that if you ask her soul what she wants from you, she wants from you to go on, and she wants you to create something which is a new life, like we all doing now. And if I may, Steve, I will also invite people to come to our SGLA. It's easy. You go to sgla2020.com. It's our website, and you can get all this, and you can come to some programs. Then we can also give you some, let's say, personal care. So you're all invited to come. And I feel you, Jack. I feel you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Jack, and Shlomo, thank you too. Gosh, and our sympathies here. Yeah, these are big, you know, things that we do deal with, but they're very challenging things. Let me now, on the subject of your Sustainable Global Leadership Association, we have a question from Jonathan who says, you were just referencing this. So please tell us about the Sustainable Global Leadership Association you founded and your idea for New World Leadership.
So now it's challenge because I can say it in one sentence and I'll say it and I can talk now hours about it, but I will see how to make it impactful. As I said before, we have to create a new concept for leadership. A new concept that goes beyond the leader and the follower. A new concept that understands that we are one, feels that we are one, and in this way to create it practical and to train ourselves how to be leaders. And leader, you are leader if you know it or not, because you're a leader to your children, to your parents, to your partner, whatever, or neighbors, whatever. Wherever you go, you are a leader. So first of all, we have to create our inner leadership. And then this association is meant to change the awareness and the consciousness of all the people in power on this planet Earth. So at the end of the day, the way I see it, you talk about 2040, around this time, that this way of leadership will be well known, well trained, and will have an impact to create it, to create this transformation upon this planet Earth. You know, they say in the book of Tao that the wise man works effortlessly. And my father used to tell me that, you know, life is hard work. So I was asking myself how I can do it. And I know that what we have to do, each and every one of us, and SGLA is doing as well, is to find the critical mass. This association meant to find the critical mass. When the whole wheel going to the wrong way, there is a point that you can touch this wheel and the whole wheel go to the other way. It can be effortlessly, but we have to work on focusing, on centering, on finding our inner energy and find the exact place that we have to touch, open our hearts and open the hearts of the others, and we can create it simple by this energy and vibrations. This is for now. I can talk more.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, a nice description of leadership, which we certainly deeply resonate with here in Humanities Team. Thank you for that, Shlomo. And so as you mentioned, you can go learn more at his at this website that Shlomo referenced. Can you bring that in one more time, Shlomo?
SGLA2020.com. You see it here on the screen.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
SGLA. You can come there, and I took the commitment that each and every person going to come to our programs, and there are hundreds all over the world, thousands actually now. I will interview each and every one of you for at least half an hour personally on my Zoom. So I'm meeting all of you, and if I may say, you know, in a humble way, I think this can be a breakthrough just by being together, creating this resonance, talking together, and creating this energy. So you are all invited.
Yeah, that's quite an invitation. Yeah, I would. So viewers, I would take Shlomo up on that. Quite an invitation. He's coming to you live from Israel right now, and it's. I think he was sharing. It's going on 10 o'clock here. I think in the evening in Israel. It's going on 1 o'clock here, Mountain Time. So Shlomo, here are some other questions. We don't. I told you this hour is going to go fast, so we'll just get in what we can here before the hour is out. So Hannah says, we live in a very volatile world. How do you deal with this on a daily basis?
You live in what world?
In a very volatile world. And how do you, Shlomo, deal with this on a daily basis?
You have to understand that our mind is cunning. So sometimes when we want to be in peace, when we want to be in a situation that we can create the new future that I'm talking about, our mind comes in and brings us a lot. You can see it, for example, with the COVID thing, just to give you an explanation. You know, in the COVID thing now, the world divided into two parts. One says that you're going to die of COVID. The other one said that you're going to die of the vaccination. So everybody is worrying that you're going to die, maybe from the vaccination, maybe from. I learned one sentence that was very crucial for me and very impactful for me. That when the heart is open, pros and cons are disappearing. So even when we talk now about the war and we talk about the world, what we have to do in such situation, first of all, to come back to our heart, to come back to our inner self. And when we work from here and now, and we create this difference in the present, we are able to help the whole world. If we are captive with the waves, then we lose everything. I'll tell you another story for the last 3 minutes that we have, if it's okay, Steve.
Sure.
There is an amazing story, the amazing story of Rabbi Akiva, one of the famous Jewish sages. That he was in the Sea of Galilee on a ship, and it was a storm, and the sea drowned, and he was there, and all his disciples thought that he was dying. He was dying. And then one of his disciples came to the seashore, and he saw him sitting peacefully teaching. And he said to him, Akiva, what happened? We thought that you are passed away. And he said, I don't know, it was a storm. So I grabbed a piece of wood, and I was closing my eyes, and I came to the sea. Then he asked him, he wasn't afraid? And he said one sentence that for me was really amazing. He said, with every wave I saw in the sea, I was shaking in my hand. So we see waves around us all the time. What we have to do to be able to detach from the waves, to be able to look from outside on the waves, this is the only way we can really have a kind of impact on this. And when we are there looking from outside, we are in our center, we are meditating if you want, or whatever you can call it, contemplating. Then we are not captive of the storm. We understand that we are not the storm, we are not the waves, we are the peacefulness in the midst of the ocean. And when I feel this, I know that I'm on the right place, and I know I can help all the others. If I'm captive of the news, captive of what I see, every day, nothing gonna happen. And it has to do the same with COVID. I did it with COVID, and the same I did it with the wars around me. And I did the same also when I was in the parliament, which was not easy. And sometimes I lost it, I have to admit. But most of the time I was able to really take a deep breath, close my eyes, and say, every wave of it I see, I just nod, I just shake in my head.
Amen. Yeah. So, boy, we're here for alchemy, for healing, for that. That's why we're here. And of course, when mediums talk about the afterlife review, that's the only thing we look at. We're not looking at our car. We're not looking at our home. We're not looking at our bank account. We're looking at how did people feel when we were around them? How loving, how compassionate, how truthful, how in service. That's the only thing any of us look at, in my understanding, as we exit the world. And so what you're sharing is so important, where we're put to the test, in Ukraine with these things, with family passing. They're really, life is quite a roller coaster, but where we can center ourselves and just stay in this place of connection, we call it, divine connection, which is love and which is compassion, which is peace. It's peace beyond understanding. Boy, then we and not just for ourselves. I mean, of course, there's incredible fruit for us, but for those that we're touching, those that we're communicating with right now, the frequency, the resonance field, where we can feel into that together. Now we're offering some value to the world. So thank you. I want to just say, Shlomo, all of the wisdom actually you've shared, we're not teachers and followers, and our way is not the only way. You've had brought in so many things here that are such fundamental teachings. So I want to just thank you for spending the hour with us. It's been a true privilege and pleasure. We're at the end of the hour. I want to thank all of our viewers for being here with us on this live program Friday. Next week we've got Yanni with us. I think we can put up a slide. Here we go. You'll see Yanni, who's also a beautiful person. I think he's based out of New York, who has also a new program on the Humanity Stream Plus platform. So look forward to introducing him to you. So I want to take this opportunity to thank...
Steve, if you still hear me, I
Yes.
want to thank you, personally you, because I feel your heart and I feel your energy, and what you are doing on this planet Earth, it's really amazing. I want you to know that Humanity's team, the way I see it and the way I see yourself, the way you do it and the way that your team works with, very heartful way, and it is amazing. So I want to thank you for what you are doing on this planet Earth. And you are like the visionaries. You see it in your vision and you just create it, as simple as this. And this is an inspiration for all of us. Thank you.
Well, thank you, brother. Coming from you, Shlomo, it means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, because you are doing so many incredible things in the world, and we are grateful for your work. So we look forward to staying close to you, partnering with you, and this vision that you've been sharing during the hour. Boy, let's manifest that vision. We are 1,000% in with you, Shlomo.
Yes,
So
thank you so much.
let me thank our support team. We can pull the camera back. Jim Gray is here in the studio. Here's Jim over there. I'm right here. So Jim, thank you. He's the one that's bringing in Shlomo live from Israel, me from our studio in Boulder. He's got the video that we're playing of Shlomo's program called Future Intelligence. So also Karen Gordon works with Jim Gray to create this program, and Nassim, Nanette Kennedy, Dee Meyer, Noah, other people, Garth Catterall. There are many that actually help make this program possible. So thank you. Big bow to all of you for making this program possible. And then we want to come back to you viewers. Thanks for spending your part of your day with us. We're grateful. Hey, together, let's live consciously and just create this sustainable, flourishing planet that we know that we've dreamed about and that we're making real now. So thank you, everybody. We'll be back with you live Friday next week. So have a fabulous rest of day and weekend, and we'll see you a week from now. Take care, everybody. Peace, love, and blessings.
Bye-bye.